I loved your eyes. I loved your smile. But love is the most painful when something feels missing. Stay with me till the end, because what's missing might break you or save you. I liked your eyes, the way they softened when you looked at me, as if the world finally had a place where it didn't have to pretend. I liked your smile too, that quiet, gentle smile that made even my darkest nights I feel a little less heavy. But something was missing, and I felt it long before I understood it. It was in the way your laughter sounded perfect, but your silence sounded louder. It was in the way you touched my hand, but never held it long enough. It was in the way you looked at me, as if I was yours, yet lived as if you were miles away. Love wasn't the problem. We had love, raw, fragile, trembling love, the kind that enters quietly and then suddenly becomes everything. But everything isn't enough. When a part of you is secretly breaking, you know what hurts? Not the fights, not the distance, not the tears. What hurts is feeling someone slipping away, even while they're standing in front of you. I could see it in your eyes, a slight dimness, a hesitation, a silence that didn't belong to us. I could feel it in your smile, beautiful, but heavy, like it was hiding a truth too painful to say aloud. And the worst part? You thought I didn't notice. You thought I wasn't paying attention. But I saw everything. I felt everything. I understood everything. Except one thing. Why were you drifting when all I ever did, it was hold on? There were nights I stayed awake wondering what part of me failed you. Was I not enough? Not loving enough? Not patient enough? Or was it you, fighting a storm inside that you didn't know how to name? I tried to ask. You smiled. You changed the subject. You pretended everything was fine. But the truth is cruel. You can lie through your words, but you cannot lie through your eyes. Your eyes told me 1,000 stories. Your voice never dared to speak. Your smile tried to cover the pain, but pain has a way of slipping through the cracks. And something was missing, something important, something deep. Not love, not loyalty, not care. Something inside you, a light, a spark, a piece of yourself that you lost long before you met me. And I couldn't replace it. No matter how much I loved you, I began to realize the truth slowly, in small moments that didn't make sense at the time, but broke me later. The way you hugged me, but your hands trembled. The way you said, "I'm okay," but your voice broke at the end. The way you looked happy, but your eyes looked tired. Tired, in a way that has nothing to do with sleep. It wasn't that you didn't love me. It was that you didn't love yourself. And no matter how much I held you, you kept falling into a darkness I couldn't reach. I was loving you with everything I had, while you were fighting battles I didn't even know existed. Maybe that's why something felt missing. Not between us, but inside you. Inside the part of you that believed you mattered. Inside the part of you that believed you deserved happiness. I didn't want to lose you, but I was losing you anyway. Slowly, quietly, like sand slipping through fingers. And I didn't know how to stop it. Love can heal, yes, but only if the person wants to be healed. And you were still trying to understand why you were hurting in the first place. I wanted to fix everything, but the truth is painful. You cannot save someone. who keeps bleeding from wounds they refuse to show you. But here's the part that breaks me the most. Even when something was missing, you still looked at me like I was the only place your heart ever felt safe. Even when you were fading, you still held on to me as if I was the last light in your dark world. Even when you were slipping, you still whispered, "I'm trying." And that hurt, because you were trying, and I was trying, and love was trying. But something inside you was still lost. Something deeper, something unnamed, something you were afraid to admit, something missing, something important, something that would soon change everything. And the truth, the real truth, was getting closer, closer than either of us expected. To be continued. Something was missing, something important, something that would change both of us. The moment it came to light. But the universe never reveals its truths all at once. It whispers them, slowly, softly, painfully, until you have no choice but to listen. And that night, I finally listened. You were sitting across from me, quiet, distant, your fingers tracing circles on the table, as if trying to draw courage from the wood itself. Your smile appeared, but only halfway. Your eyes met mine, but only for a second. Something inside you was begging to be seen, and something inside me was begging to understand. "Are you okay?" I asked. A simple question, a soft one, a safe one. But you inhaled, like it was the hardest question in the world. And that's when I realized, some people don't break with noise, they break with silence. And you were breaking right in front of me. Your eyes held so much fear, pain, love, confusion, a storm you'd been carrying alone. You opened your mouth to speak, but your breath trembled before your words even formed. "Something is wrong, isn't it?" I whispered. You didn't answer, but your silence did. And silence is a language that never lies. I reached for your hand, and you didn't pull away, but you didn't hold back either. You were caught between wanting to let me in and fearing what would happen if you did. Your fingers were cold, your pulse uneven, your breathing shallow. It wasn't the cold, it wasn't the room, it was the weight of everything you hadn't said. And then, in a voice so fragile, I almost missed it, you whispered, "I don't feel like myself anymore." I wanted to hold you, wrap my arms around you, break every wall you had built around your heart. But I didn't move, because sometimes love means staying still and letting the other person speak. You looked down at your hands, staring at them as if they belonged to someone else. Those 7 words shattered something inside me, because suddenly everything made sense. The dimness in your eyes, the heaviness in your smile, the missing piece I couldn't name. You weren't missing from me, you were missing from yourself. I wanted to hold you, wrap my arms around you, break every wall you had built around your heart. But I didn't move, because sometimes love means staying still and letting the other person speak. You looked down at your hands, staring at them as if they belonged to someone else. "I don't know what's happening to me," you whispered. "I feel lost, even when I'm with you." And that was the kind of truth that crushes the person hearing it. Not because it hurts your pride, But because you realize love alone isn't enough to save someone from a battle they're fighting inside, I wanted to tell you that you weren't alone, that I would fight with you, for you, because of you. But I could feel it. You weren't ready. Not yet. Your heart was knocking from the inside, asking to be understood without being forced open. So I nodded slowly, softly, carefully. I'm here, I whispered. That's all I want you to know. Your eyes filled with tears, not the loud kind, but the quiet kind that fall without sound and leave scars no one else sees. You looked at me, as if trying to memorize my face, as if looking for a version of yourself inside my eyes. And then you said something I will never forget. Please don't give up on me. Those 6 words were heavier than every silence you had given me before, because behind them was a truth you still hadn't told me. Something deeper, something darker, something missing from your heart, your life, your soul. I squeezed your hand gently, hoping it would be enough to make you feel safe. I'm not going anywhere, I said softly, but I could feel it. A wave rising, a truth gathering strength, a secret crawling its way to the surface. You blinked hard, trying to stop tears you didn't want me to see. And in that moment, I understood. You weren't afraid of losing me. You were afraid of showing me the part of you that even you didn't know how to face. The missing part, the hurting part, the hidden part, the truth that was getting closer. You took a deep breath, the kind people take before saying something that will change everything. But then you stopped. Your voice died before it could be born. Your courage collapsed before it could stand. You shook your head, whispered, "Not now," and looked away. And that's when I knew the missing piece was bigger than I thought, bigger than both of us. And the truth, the real truth, was still waiting to be revealed, to be continued.